We did it.
Technology success.
Okay, are we both in? A little close?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, I have my friend Monica here.
Hi.
We are doing our third episode of Babes, Booze, and Blocks, and she is my guest, Babe. Today we are doing a retro Palm Springs style theme, and this was not planned, but there's a lot of pink happening. Also, we are sipping on some amazing jalapeno palomas that this is all her. This is all her doing, not me.
But don't blame me.
We have garnishes and everything, so cheers. Hopefully I don't die from this jalapeno.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
You need a little lime.
Spicy. Oh, did we put lime in it?
You didn't put lime in it, but
that's
I might
okay.
need a little lime. Are we gonna die from the spice?
It's okay.
Spicy.
No, I think it's good. Pretty amazing. So if any cocktail people ever want to come in, you're welcome to it.
Yeah, it'll do a better job than I will.
No, this is amazing. Okay, so today we are printing on little dish towels. These are just little simple ones. These ones have a little bit of texture, which, hi Grace. So these aren't super ideal. Normally I'll go for something like a flour sack, something super flat and super thin. But this is what I could find. So this is what we're gonna work with, and I think the texture actually might be kind of cool. It's like a little bit ribbed.
Yeah, it looks like it reminds me of a beach towel.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Yeah.
Since we have our Palm Springs vacation theme. So the blocks we have some like leafy ones, some leafy style ones.
And then there's like these little atomic, what do you call these?
I don't know, kind of like atomic starburst, like Eames style blocks. We have not tested those. I made those this morning. And then we also have some citrus because why not? So yeah, okay, let's dive in. You already have like a pink color going.
I'm continuing with the theme of pink, except it's getting more vibrant.
More vibrant. Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually start out with black. And do some like black atomic things and see how that goes.
Yeah, Palm Springs to me brings up it's like magenta or like a hot pink and teal.
Yeah, like kind of Art Deco-y. Yeah, I can never keep straight the, like the terminology as far as like, retro and, vintage and mid-century modern and, all those like things. So I was Googling this morning to make sure I got it. I got it correct. But like a lot of the stuff that is in Palm Springs is like all mid-century modern, which is like, most people know that. But then I was like, well, what's retro? Is retro the same thing?
Yeah.
Hi, Isaac. This is retro the same thing as mid-century modern. It turns out it's like a more broad, like kind of
generic.
Yeah, it's kind of like maybe more 60s, but they still can use it for anything that is.
So remind me how.
Cute.
Yep.
Yeah, so just roll it just like that. Oh my god, these are so cute. Oh, look at those. Alright, so let's see if this is actually going to print. This is kind of a test. We are just...
So this is what I'm starting off with. Yeah.
And I'm going to push pretty hard because of all this texture. I don't know how this is going to go.
I'm sure it's going to be fine.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
It's working. Okay, so we got some ones. I've always wanted to know, how do you keep the spacing between each design so consistent? I would mess up all the time. Great question, Isaac. It's called eyeballing. When I do my big stuff, it's primarily, I scale everything in Illustrator, but it actually is primarily eyeballed, and I try and make it so the repeat is as simple as I can make it, but sometimes the design is just too difficult. So it happens a lot in the planning phase. With this stuff, with these like little projects, I don't care, and I'm just kind of making it up as I go. So
yeah.
We are just going to do some super simple, randomly spaced designs. I mean, you can definitely get more. That came out nice.
Thanks.
can definitely...
You know what the texture also kind of reminds me of? I don't know why, but you know how like when you're in homes in the desert, there's always blinds that are closed and it filters the light?
Yes.
You get the lines.
Uh-huh.
So
The magic hour.
Yeah.
The magic hour.
Kind of reminds, the texture is giving me that vibe.
Wait, what happened to that little guy?
Which one?
The other one that looks like this, but there's
It's right here.
Oh! See, that's why I have people to help me. So I made one other little diamondy one.
The planning stage is, I don't know, for me, like, I just winging it is the most fun.
Yeah, definitely. And then I also have those moments where I like don't plan it out and then I hate myself later and I like put all this work into it and then I'm like, that could have gone a lot better. It came out pretty cute. You know, it's kind of getting this like almost like Jetsons theme. Did I just age myself? No.
No.
That wasn't that. That wasn't
No.
that bad. Jetsons. I'm getting the pulp.
Are you?
It's good though.
The grapefruit pulp or the jalapeno pulp?
Is there such thing as jalapeno pulp?
I think so, because it has innards.
Innards. Why is that such a funny word? Okay, I'm thinking of doing, this is super simple, but hi. I was thinking of doing maybe another color layered on top of this. Or is it
Using the same
block?
So what, I don't know, the Jetsons just gives me that sort of like metal, rosy, silvery, but that's not the direction I really want to go into.
I know. I don't know if I should I think maybe I'll just cover the whole thing and then just do like different colors. I don't know what other color, maybe like turquoise? Like turquoise and a blue?
Yeah.
Let's try that.
So have you ever been to Palm Springs?
I have been to Palm Springs. I have probably been to Palm Springs, I think maybe like 4 times.
How hot was it there?
It was pretty damn hot. I mean, I used to go as a kid because I'm from Southern California and that's just kind of what you do. That's where you go on vacation, and I have a lot of brothers and sisters. So when we do vacations, we did not get on an airplane ever. I didn't go on an airplane until college, actually.
Yeah, I was the same way.
Yeah?
Yeah, like we did road trips.
Yeah, we did road trips. We go to Mammoth or we go to Palm Springs or Big Bear or something like that. So when I used to go as a kid, we used to go, I don't know if there still is, but there was a water park. And the water park was really fun, at least when I was a kid. I love it. But now when I go, I like to stay at the little bougie hotels and drink fancy cocktails and
speaking of,
yeah, and do all the basic Instagram girl things, but those things are still really fun. They have some really amazing food and bars there now. Like the Ace Hotel is like,
right?
You know, it's very, very hip. But it's just a cool vibe. It's definitely different than going there as a kid.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So you've been to Palm Springs too, right?
Right. I went, let's see. It's probably a little over a year ago, because I remember it was during the summer. Have friends that live in LA, and they, just like what you're describing, that's their
go-to
sort of like
spot?
get out of town spot. And so we flew down there and stayed in a really, really nice large Airbnb that had the sell-in was the backyard and the pool.
Oh yeah.
Had a grotto in it. With a waterfall.
Okay.
Yeah. The rest of the house, I mean, it sounds like, yeah, but the rest of the house was like, but we were really there to just lay outside.
You want to be outside in
be
the
outside,
sun.
playing ping pong in the fake grass.
Oh yeah, fake grass.
The fake grass.
We were going to talk about fake grass.
Because, grass
What's
doesn't
the
grow there.
deal with fake grass?
It's the 120-degree temperature.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that was my Palm Springs experience. I thought it was pretty legit.
Yeah, it's so fun to visit there. But I can only, the heat gets to me after a little bit. But it's good for like a solid like 3-4 days, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
So where are you going now with that?
Okay, so this is going to be my last pink palm. And then I'm going to get into, I was going to go for the teal too.
Okay, maybe you
Is
do.
that, I'm going to,
I don't know if I'm not sold on the teal.
okay,
so you do the teal.
You can do the teal
No,
because
still
I can
thinking.
switch to yellow because yellow
We
is
can
my
both do teal.
Are we fighting?
We don't live in the same house, so it's okay.
These towels will never be seen together again.
They'll never be seen together.
Yeah.
So I know they're kind of like.
So this is where I've gone. It's pretty symmetrical, but I'm gonna switch it up.
Okay.
Start with a foundation of symmetry, and then I'm
start with
and
the
then
foundation of symmetry.
it's gonna go off the rails. It's just
Then shit's gonna hit the fan. Okay, I'm still thinking this over. See, this is where the planning comes into play because I'm trying to like think about it in my head how I want it to look at the end. If I want it to be really simple and maybe just have one more color. Do I want them to overlap? Do I want it to just, I don't think I want it to be too super condensed. Maybe I will just start, maybe I'll do the black ones on the other towel and then I'll go back to this one. Don't let me lean back, okay?
All right. I kind of want you to though. It would be entertaining.
You said you want me to. Watch me get black atomic stars all over my pink shirt. So do you own any mid-century furniture?
Do I own any mid-century furniture?
I'm a sucker for mid-century.
Yeah, I've noticed there's plenty around here. I don't own any. But that's not to say I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
The simplicity, right? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I have an interesting story. When I went to college and I was taking this, did my illustration degree and I had this professor, was that the same? Yeah, so I had to take a whole bunch of art history classes and then I had to do a bunch of other kind of random art basic classes. So I had to take this color theory class and I had this really cool professor who was this gay guy, just super eccentric. You never knew what was going to come out of this guy's mouth. He's a little bit older. And
he must have been tenured. He was like, no, if he's older, probably tenured, he could get away with saying.
I don't think he was. I think he was like one of those, I don't think he was like on a contract. Like he just show up and do like a class and like, because he had other jobs. So he was also like a professional designer doing other things. I remember him specifically saying he did something for like Cartier or Chanel. Like he would just design random things. Like he was like a display case, and then he'd be like, "Oh, and I'm working on this project," and I'm like, that was the first time when I realized I was like, I don't have to do one thing. I can be an artist and do lots of things, and I'd never seen that before. So that was really, really cool to see. But I had a class with him that was history of design, and something really cool that he was bringing up was that he had been a teacher for years, not like kind of on and off, and he was talking about how in I think it was the 70s or the 80s, he was like a teacher, maybe not at that school in LA, but somewhere in LA, and he was friends with Ray Eames, which is like...
Oh, yeah.
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 Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, incredible A. Mm-hmm. And he said that while he was student teaching, she invited his entire class to come to their house in LA and made them peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and just, like, walk them around the house and gave them a tour and, like, show them all the things. Oh, my God. Had I been born 20 years earlier, I would have lost my shit.
Why wasn't I there?
It was just like the stories that came out of this guy's mouth were just absolutely incredible. I had him for 2 different classes, and he just made quite the impression on me. That was the first time I kind of was like, oh, I could do a lot of different art things. I don't have to have just one art job. I can kind of go around and be like a weirdo like this guy and you know.
Yeah, and if you did more stuff, if you varied up your, I don't know, the things you're interested in, I think it would increase your chances of running into an Ames family member.
So maybe, yeah, exactly. So that was just such a cool story. Awesome.
Yeah,
that's good. You might want a little bit more ink on there though.
Oh yeah,
it's a little dry. So see how like there's like a little bit in there.
Moss ink.
Moss ink. Always moss.
So Palm Springs.
Hi, Alex.
Are there springs there?
Is that a trick question?
I know. I'm just.
I don't know.
I don't think there are.
I don't know.
It just makes you wonder, like, why is it called Palm Springs?
You know what? Never even crossed my mind.
Palms, yes.
Now I feel dumb.
Well, I don't think you should. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know either. Now I'm going to have to go Google that after this is over. So I'm still working with the black. I'm going to switch up colors in a minute. Do you guys have any color tips? Let me know if you have any color ideas. These are going to be super simple. This is what I have so far.
See, I like the simplicity of that.
I like the simplicity of it too. I want another color though. I just don't know what color. It was kind of maybe like yellow. Is that weird? Orange? No. Like a muted color or bright color? I always tend to go towards like muted colors, but
what would Palm Springs do?
What
would Palm Springs do?
What would Palm Springs do? I don't know. I already have white on here, so Palm Springs would get drunk and lay out. Oh wait, that's me. Purple? No. I feel like the colors in that era were very like muted, like rust and. I'm gonna do like a red orange.
Yeah, rust.
White. Yeah, like a rusty. Okay, so I'm gonna put this white here. If you need white, it's available.
I do need a white. I'm gonna scoop it up like this.
Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna grab this. So here's the problem. I have black ink all over these.
Oh yeah. How do you do
So
that?
if I want to get the ink off, I'll just, well, here's the problem. It's already dry. Here's what I can do. I'm going to mix the red, and then I'm going to start stamping it in the red and then stamping it off into the paper. And then eventually the red will take over, hopefully. And if not, we'll figure it out. I don't like to completely wash things while I'm working because the water gets stuck in like the little cracks, and then if you put it in ink and put it on the fabric, it can completely bleed and get like ruin whatever you're working on. So I usually try to either get like a damp cloth and wipe it, or
This is
that color.
where I'm at.
It's a good color.
The drying kind of
Yeah.
put me in a different direction.
Yeah, I like it.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh no, it's okay. So let's see what's gonna happen. I'm gonna just mix some.
So if you're going for a rust, like, is that just a base and then you add a darker color?
Yeah, so I'm usually totally winging it. That's too much red. So I start with a color and see where it goes. So already I have too much red in here. So to make it rust, I need a little bit of black, I think. And I think usually I'll even put in a little bit of white. So
That's nice.
So actually this is it's funny. So I rust is like one of my favorite colors, and it's one of the hardest colors to mix. I was trying to match this rust color because I had done it once before. The problem is, for whatever reason, particularly with this color, and I don't know why.
With the rust color?
The rust color, it dries a different color. So it looks different wet than it does dry. So I was going crazy for like hours trying to match this damn color. And I was like, going crazy. And then I would walk out of the room and let it dry, and I'm like, I was way off. So...
But does it dry darker or just a different color?
I can't remember.
Well, you're going to find out.
Yeah, so what I do if I can't tell what it's going to look like, I'll put my finger in it like this, and then I'll put it on a piece of paper, and then I can get a better idea of, like, what's going to show up. I think that's okay. But, you know, it could dry, like, orange, so I don't really know. We're just winging it here, guys. So I'm just going to cover this up even though it's in black. So we got my little thingy thing. And I'm going to just start stamping it on the paper and try and get rid of some of that black. It's actually just going to smear it off. It's a lot easier.
So is it like you're reconstituting the black in order to get it off?
Well, normally I would just stamp it out, but because it was already kind of dry, I just have to get it like wet again to kind of start. I'm just faking it, guys.
Okay, so So for this, so what I want to do with this is take it darker. Can I just add the teal and then a little bit of the blue on the same?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Because I can go darker, I just can't go
You can try to go lighter. It's just hard because the problem is you end up having too much ink in the end. And that's kind of the no thing. You want to just always be careful about how much ink you have.
I see.
This is a pain in the butt. I should have totally just washed this. So she's getting racy text messages right now.
Inappropriate, Michael.
Yeah, that should be good. That should be enough paint. Okay, so let's try this. I don't know how this is gonna go, but this is all an experiment.
So can I ask, with the atomic symbols, they have those little bulbs at the end. In block printing, do you ever kind of get into the details and just would take black and just do...
Oh, have it black on the ends or something? Yeah. Okay, so she's talking about the little circles on the end and kind of basically what I call in my classes compartmentalizing colors. So if you have a block of an animal or something and you're like, I want his eyes to be blue and I want his nose to be green. And it's it doesn't really work like that. Oh. I mean, you can do that. Oh. Yeah, that's what people say. That's what people say in my class because I'm just don't even bother. I mean, you're working with this. You have to come in thinking in terms of this. You're not using a brush. I mean, we have brushes, but that's just...
It's functional.
Yeah, it's just art. It's not a painting thing. It's called block printing. You print in a block. Just winging it. That's what I did in my high school art class and got a C. Little did I know that winging it could have made me become a professional artist. Oh, Isaac. High school art class. So me and Isaac went to high school together. That was a very long time ago. He lives in South Bay, I think, still. And wait, who was your teacher? Mr. Bowman? That guy, man. That guy was actually one of the first guys who kind of got me on the path to thinking that I was an art person. I had a ceramics class, just a crappy ceramics class, and I was about to graduate, and I remember going up and handing in my final project, and he looked at it, and he's like, oh, look, I got black on it. Oh, it's okay, though.
I mean, I like it.
It's okay. You don't. And he's like, you should take AP Art next year. And I was like, dude, I'm graduating. This guy
Unless he knows something that you don't.
Yeah, I don't know. He was kind of known as just being kind of seeming like he was high all the time, which a lot of my high school teachers got accused of, which is super weird. Yeah. But, we also went to school in the middle of 4 strawberry fields, so, yep, Bowman. Yeah, so he looks like Hagrid from Harry Potter, basically. That beard situation, very similar to that. So, I don't know. Should I just cover the whole thing? Should I cover it? Should I just do the edges? What do you think, guys? But yeah, he was the first one who said something to me. Who was like, maybe you should do this. And I was like, I'm leaving. And then when I went into college, I ended up taking an Art 101 class, just for fun, like literally just for fun. And then there was a girl in my class who ended up switching her major, and the teacher made a big deal about it. She was political science major, and then she switched over to art. And the teacher made her get up, and they gave her like a round of applause for switching her major. And like while they were clapping, I was like, amazing.
Sorry?
Yeah, I like that. So yeah, while they were clapping, I was like, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. And then I did it. I did it that week, and the rest is
history.
The rest is my job. But yeah, never ever thought of myself as like an artist like prior to that. Just I always did art for fun.
I mean, I feel like that's an unusual story because what I've always heard is artists are like kind of inner motivated. It's like they kind of always like knew that was their path.
Really?
Yeah, I very rarely heard someone influencing them or encouraging them to explore that.
Really?
Yeah. That is unique.
I did not know that. I don't know. I always did art. My family is definitely very like there's an art streak, there's a music streak. My sister's a professional musician. My dad plays the piano, my mom plays the piano and guitar, my brother plays guitar. My brother's actually an amazing artist, but he like never draws. He just draws for fun. And he's also a chemist, he was a chemist, which was super weird.
I don't know, there's a bit of art in that.
Yeah, I guess so. I always really liked chemistry too, but not enough to want to like do it for a job. But yeah, the art thing was my grandma always encouraged me. She was always putting out of the 5 of us, she was putting just me in art classes. So I like that.
What you were saying earlier was like not planning and just kind of winging it. Mm-hmm. So what I was originally planning.
You're still going with it hasn't gone off the rails yet, though.
Not yet.
You promised us rails.
Yeah, there's time. So my original plan was to do like a frame almost and kind of work my way in. Mm-hmm. So now that I'm liking this deeper color, I just want to
keep going with it.
Yeah, just to combine, basically start bringing these two together and keep going with different shades.
Okay, yeah. I think it's really cool how you brought that third color in. I'm very big on the monochrome thing, so you have like one color and then you slowly add in like a white or a black or any kind of other color, like what you did. You just added in more blue.
So that's what I'm going to try, is I'm going to try to do kind of the same thing with the pink, is to get it to like a darker shade.
Yeah, definitely. Are you going to add more red, or what color are you going to add to it?
I don't know. How...
You could do it more red. I think that might look pretty cool, actually, because you were talking about how doing it makes you think of like
sunset.
Yeah, like sunset-y colors. Or you could add a little orange. Could be cool. Orange and teal looks really nice. Yeah, what do you think? It's a little boring. I think I'm gonna add. So let me do this one, and then I'm gonna make this a little lighter, and I'll add in some colors.
What would happen if I added purple to this?
I don't know. I actually just bought that purple.
Oh, really?
I haven't experimented with it much. There's a brush right there.
Let's try it.
Yeah, so purple is one of those colors that when you mix it just in this medium, it ends up looking super muddy. But if you buy it, it looks very crisp and clear. So I ended up finally buying it recently, and I have not really used it. So you will be one of the first. I used it at my event.
This is where it goes off the rails.
Yeah, this is where we don't really know.
We don't know what's going to happen.
We don't know. Okay. I'll do a couple more of these. Yes, if you kind of lift it, it'll blend more. I love watching people mix in my class because they're so careful. Or I'm just like, I'm like not careful at all. Although I am starting this big project on Monday, or this weekend.
Lavender. I would describe that as lavender.
Yeah.
Sorry, big project.
Oh, big project. I'm starting a big drapery project when I can get my brain wrapped around it, probably Monday. I already have the drapes here, those turquoise ones, and I have to make a design, and then I have to print it onto there. And I think they're like 8-foot panels, which is going to be a lot, and there's 4 of them.
So you're going to do a all-over pattern?
Yeah, so you see that design right there? That's the inspiration. The design will be a little larger of a scale, but after I design it and it gets approved, then we will just start printing it all over the place. Like that one's really symmetrical. I don't know how. I'm debating on going symmetrical or just something more organic. I think because it's a beach. The house is like a beach style, like beachy theme. Hi, Stephanie. I think that was your name. I met her the other night at this event I did, which was a lot of people.
It was 40 people. I saw that.
Oh my God, there were so many people. Well, I did an event that was 35 people at Facebook last year, but there was also other things going on, whereas this one, it was just me, so it was kind of overwhelming. But now I know. I learned.
Yeah.
And I think everybody had a really good time. I had a good time, so people were great. All right. Oh, okay. Are you gonna weave it in?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
It's like they're gonna meet in the middle.
And what about on the sides? Are you gonna just leave those the same?
I might delve into
the
fruit.
The citrus is coming out. This is the rails, folks. This is the learn to edit. Yeah. It's okay. These projects are just normally I think so much more on these projects. These ones, I literally carved these this morning and I'm just going for it. And if anybody wants some atomic dish towels, just hit me up. Okay, I totally screwed up on that one. So cute. Sorry. No, you go. I like the purple. So on this one, I don't know if you can see, there's some extra stuff on the edges, and I don't normally like that stuff, but sometimes it happens, and that's okay, and you kind of embrace it.
Oh, you
see
mean
the little pieces that showed up? Because I didn't, normally I roll it, and then I look at it to make sure that stuff isn't showing up, but since we're drinking jalepeño palomas, I'm not paying attention.
So you know how you were talking about that rust a second ago?
Yes.
So for me, I feel like the purple or lavender or whatever color or word you use to describe it, totally reads different on printing versus on.
Sometimes things will be darker.
It just doesn't look the same to me.
Yeah. Especially if you're printing on a darker, not darker, but a canvas, a campus color, that will also kind of change it.
Yeah, a linen, like this, what's on your wall.
Yeah, this one's usually pretty accurate. It's thin, it's just straight white linen. That usually is fine, but sometimes it'll slightly change when it dries. Okay. I don't know what color to do. I'm thinking either just a super light teal, or add some white to this and do a lighter. I think that'll be too boring. I think I need a contrast, a super out there. Okay, so I'm gonna lose that. Oh, you know what? This is perfect. I'll take this. Yeah, so for all you peeps who are watching, thank you. If you guys have any block printing questions, totally let me know. I know all the things. This is so funny. I think my job is so weird, you guys. This is so bizarre.
I think you have a great job.
Thanks. It's so fun. It's just been so fun lately, just talking to people about it and bringing people like you in. Oh, should have just.
Okay, so I'm gonna go through the same exercise that you just did with removing the color.
Okay, so grab some paper. If it doesn't work, I also have this like towel we can just wipe it with, and I have a spray bottle down here.
Okay.
That we can use. I'll put that here if you need it.
Thank you.
Worst comes to worst, you can just get it wet and. Is this gonna be ugly? I love rust and teal together, but you know what? Screw it. Here you go. You might, yeah, maybe, you know what? There's a lot of ink on there, so let's. We're gonna doctor it. So just kind of, yeah, put it in there and get as much off as you can.
Got it.
That'll be easier. Cheating. It's okay. Burnt orange. I know it already kind of looks burnt orange though. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Guys, live streaming is hard. It's really hard. It's really hard not to break things. So far, so good. Last time we got cut off because I had music playing. And the music, they heard the music and they're like, you can't use this music.
Copyright.
Yeah, did not even think about that because I was too busy thinking about the drinks. But I think I'm going to try this teal. Did you get off? Oh, yeah, that looks good. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. Thanks. Okay, cool.
Having one of those moments where I'm second guessing myself.
So Helena, who was doing the live stream last time, she said rip Bob Marley tunes. That's the one, because we were talking, so they didn't catch us for the first 15 minutes because our voices were drowning out the music. And then we stopped talking for like about 30 seconds and it just like shut it down and deleted it. We're like, all right, well, there, now we know. All right, so what are you doing?
I think I was going to go for the citrus because I really wanted to do like a brighter yellow or orange.
Okay.
But now I'm thinking to get the atomic in. I'm just going to call it an atomic.
The atomic thing. So I kind of ended up spraying this and just kind of wiping it down just like with a cloth. And I'm going to start using this like light teal color just because I want a contrast. It's looking kind of sad and boring right now. So we're going to do a pop of color. What's your favorite color?
My color? My favorite color? I'm partial to really, really bright oranges.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Orange is one of my favorite colors, accent colors.
Yeah, I think I like that. What do you guys think? I'm gonna do it. Should I think I'm just gonna, I don't think I want them over, like, crossed on top of each other. I think that's too much. What do you think? Should I just keep them spread out?
I mean, you're asking me and I'm layering stuff. So
She's biased.
I am.
She's biased.
Oh, yes, sorry. I felt your eyes next to me going, you're not mixing it correctly.
No. Yeah, so you
trying to
just go back and forth, like long strokes, and kind of lift it up as you go. Yeah, but you can go the whole like length of it. This is so funny. I love watching people. I love watching people like do their own thing and just like it's so good, so good. And it's not wrong or right. It's just like sometimes certain things are more effective.
Okay.
I mean, you do you.
Yeah.
But
no,
maybe I will make these a little more condensed. Okay, I need to see. So sometimes, if I'm not sure where I'm going and what direction I want to go to,
I like that.
like it.
Yeah.
I'll hold it back. Well, it's hard for me to show right now, but I'll hold it back like away from my face, or I'll like leave the room for a minute and then I'll come back in, so I can kind of start like refresh my brain, and then I'll come back in and I'll know right away if I want to actually like fix something. What do you think, Helena? You're the really good artist here. Should I start layering them or should I keep it real simple? Tell me what to do. In the meantime,
Drinks.
I like the green.
I'm feeling about the green. I feel like I need more white to make it.
You can add more white. Just add the white at like the top and then pull it in. Yeah.
So I'm struggling with making green because you have to struggle to make it to the in the front. Oh,
I got some jalapeno. Woo! You like it single. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're gonna keep it. I didn't think I was gonna layer it. I think that's a good move. Glad I got a second opinion. Now the problem is, I shoulda, woulda. Too late. It doesn't matter. I'm just going.
What?
Shoulda, woulda. Well, I was thinking that I should have, like, sporadically placed them, like, so it would be, like, kind of evenly dispersed with the color, but it doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna, I can even do, like, a whole section of just, like, turquoise.
This is where I'm landing. What color would you say that is? Seafoam?
No, seafoam's more, this is more seafoam. That's more like a grass green. Isaac, so is there a big block printing community in the Bay Area? Are you like the go-to block printing person in SF?
She is.
I think it's awesome that you do this for a living. Isaac, you're like one of my #1 fans. I love it. How are your parents, by the way? We had this running joke in high school because we didn't even like know each other that well. We just like would walk in, run into each other in the hall and be like, "Hey, how's your parents? How's your mom?" Be like, I never met his parents. Anyways, there are some other women in the block printing community, but I wouldn't even call it that because there's like, I can think of like two off the top of my head. And some of them do paper prints. So there's a girl, Foreign Spell, who I know through like the Etsy crafting community, and she does like cards and she sells in shops around the Bay. So you might see her, and they're really cutesy and funky and very like different than my style. Where I just primarily focus on the fabric and trying to do like the big projects with the designers. There's another woman who I don't know where she lives, but she does a class in Emeryville, I think, or that city.
Alameda?
No, over
Berkeley?
there. No.
Oakland?
No. There's another one.
Richmond?
Has an E in it? No. Maybe it's Emeryville, or there's one other one over by Emeryville. And she does a class that's similar to mine from what I can tell. And she's more out there, a little more out there than I am.
How do you mean?
I don't know. She's got like a book, and she's like doing her whole thing, and she's doing stuff that I don't really want to do, which is fine. But I think we do have a similar class, from what I can tell. But I met her a long time ago. But it was like when I was doing art shows, which I don't do those anymore. Actually, it's today. Renegade Fair is today.
What is that?
If you like that kind of crafty stuff, so it's like a huge art show at Fort Mason.
Oh.
And yeah, they have. I mean, I used to do. That's kind of how I started out. I was doing Indie Mart, Rip, and then switched over to. Excuse me. This thing is making me burp. It's gross. It's the jalapeno. And then I switched over to the Renegade Fair, which is like a juried art fair. What do you guys think? I'll do more some like extra black ones and then just leave it like kind of random. Mm-hmm. I don't want it completely covered.
I like I think the choice of the atomic now they've become more like greenery, like planty.
They have, yeah, exactly. It's all about context. Okay, so I'm gonna do green ones on this. How are we doing on time? I never have. See, the problem is I don't actually know how long we've been doing this because
I haven't been keeping track of time.
It's fine. Just time flies. All right, so I'm gonna add green to this. And then I'm going to go back and add in a couple more black ones, and then I'm going to be done, I think.
Yeah.
And so dish towels are kind of tricky because they're in the kitchen and they're going to get dirty, so you're going to want to wash them a lot. So you really need to make sure you heat set these. So with a lot of stuff that I do, it's like, you know, a tote bag. You're not going to wash a tote bag like every day. So I don't bother setting that because the ink that I use is fabric ink, but it does set, it self-sets after 72 hours. But if it's going to be something that you're going to be washing every day, like if you're doing like a duvet cover or like, you know, a t-shirt or something that you'll wash a lot more often, I definitely recommend hitting it with an iron. And usually the instructions are on the back of the label, and you can just kind of follow those. It's usually just like hit it with an iron for about 1 minute on whatever kind of fabric setting you're using. But it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm definitely going to hit these with an iron as soon as they're dry. I mean, it doesn't even have to be right away, really, but... Ooh, where do I put those? Let's stick over here. Okay. Ooh, now you got like a lime. I like the lime.
It is, yeah, like the lime is nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was what I was trying to do with Atomic, and I just didn't get there.
Yeah. I might, oh no, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to stick with this one. Man, yeah, I'm dying to go back to Palm Springs. I haven't been, I went 2 years ago. I went 2 years ago with a girlfriend, and we stayed in the Saguaro, which is like, you might know it as the Rainbow Hotel. It looks so rainbowy, like have you seen it?
It doesn't sound familiar. When you say saguaro, I think of the cactus. I didn't know it was the name of a...
Yeah, it's kind of this, like, trendy, gayish hotel. Like, it attracts, like, gay men. But, oh my God, so fun. It's, like, the whole thing, like, the donut-shaped floaties in the pool, like, the unicorns and, like, the craft cocktails. And I just found out that they do art classes.
Oh.
They do, like, I've seen, like, macrame classes there. And I was like, how do I get that gig? I think I just like, hey, can I come down and like stay in your, just like, get me a free room and I'll do a class for you. Hang out by the pool. Oh my God, sounds amazing.
I think that's how you sign up to do that.
I know.
Just bring your gear.
I just need my bag, my little art bag. It'll be a perfect summer vacation. Wait, so you're in the city.
In the Mission.
So I feel like, you know how everyone's like complaining about like the heat, and we're over here like,
yeah, we're fine.
We're good, guys. I think that's so funny. People are like, oh my God, it's 90 degrees. It's 100 degrees. I really like that green.
The middle green turned out okay. So this is another example of like, I feel the lime green reads limey. Here is more of a moss to me,
like almost more olivey.
Yeah,
but you know why?
It had some purple.
It had some pink and purple in it, and that probably did part of that. I'm gonna use myself this one, and maybe I'll get a little your lime color on mine. Almost done with this. Okay. Oh yeah, I definitely got some lime on there. Whoop. Okay, well, I think that is probably good. How many more colors are you going to do? You're going all out.
I know, this is where it goes off the rails. You just can't stop.
This is what I have so far. Oh, I was going to put some in the corner. But now they have all different types of channels, including art. Oh. I'm not sure how familiar you are with Twitch. It started as a video game streaming app. You know what that is?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Twitch. Yeah, so, because we...
Oh, okay.
We partner with them many times, but yeah.
What does it do?
This is another live streaming
platform. Live stream. Okay. Live streaming is hard, guys. I think maybe this is the best we've done so far on like time and nerves and technology, so I'm okay with it. But I think that's pretty good for now. I think we will post some pictures of our final products. Luke actually said the same thing as Isaac. Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, so
This is me.
I love it. So here are Palm Springs style little towel things. If you guys want a shopping list, I have my little free shopping list on my website. I will put the link up underneath the description of the video in a little bit. We'll post some pictures of our finished towels. And
should you also maybe a recipe for this?
Yes, you know, that's something I've been thinking about, and we're gonna post the recipe to this jalapeno paloma because this thing's like amazing, and if I drink much more, I'm gonna be on the floor.
Yeah, I've got a lot of tequila in it.
Cheers. But thanks for joining me, and we'll do the next one in 2 weeks. I have a girl lined up. I have no idea what we're gonna do, so if you guys have suggestions for... You're welcome, Grace. If you guys have suggestions for themes or cocktail drinks or projects we can do or something particular you want to see, then we will, I can work that out and maybe work it into our show. You would get a lot of exposure, plus people can subscribe to you and pay you like $5 a month. Yeah, because they'll want to do that. Because I'm so entertaining.
You never know.
You never know. All right, guys. Well, that was fun, and talk to you all soon. End live video.